Not gonna lie. Human male, I'm assuming, that we're talking to. Okay. Ooh, you have a lot of people up here. So if I have to sift through a couple, it'll be all right. So this person is telling me that their breathing was primarily affected toward the end. It was something underlying that maybe went undetected, or we didn't see the severity of it. But it really affects us. It comes over us all at once. It kind of seems dark situationally. We see it coming. Could be medical, but it happens really suddenly. Oh, you will have to sift. COPD. Okay. Breathing, underlying, medically, comes over us suddenly. Okay. It potentially even happens in our sleep, or taking a nap, or we just get really tired beforehand. He circles a rose. And so this is telling me he's potentially like a father figure for you here in the physical world, which I love. I love this. And he's a secondary guardian angel. Your first is a female, but Lennis is who is this to you? Would love to know, and then I'd love to keep going. So she did confirm that he ends up passing of COPD. And we can cram a lot into these 5 minutes, everybody. I promise you. He was my boyfriend. Wow. Okay. And is it boyfriend or best friend? Either way. He talks about a piece of him that you have in honor of his memory, or maybe a piece of jewelry he gave you at one time. Maybe you still keep it. So even if you're his girlfriend, you still have that one necklace, you know. Significant other, beautiful. He still says you have jewelry in honor of his memory. You keep it as a memorabilia. He's showing me signs and symbols of ashes. So I don't know if we have his ashes here in the physical world, but making me feel like he definitely he says his celebration of life wasn't much, but it was still great. And then he makes me feel like when I say this, I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or maybe you feel like you missed the celebration or the experience of your own personal goodbye maybe was withheld. Okay, is my name not in the lineup? I will check in a minute, Miss Sarah. With his picture. Okay. What do you have with this picture? I would absolutely love to know. Ooh, yeah, do we have his ashes? I can definitely feel the breathing. So he must have struggled with this for a while. I was there, but he was already in a coma, so no goodbye. Oh my goodness. I remember when I said this is something that could have potentially happened in his sleep too. I think that was really indicative of him being in a comatose state too, where it was essentially kind of in his sleep. So, wow. Okay, you feel like you didn't get a chance to say goodbye. You didn't have your own one-on-one. And then he goes, there was an incident that almost deprived oxygen to his brain, and then the next wave is what made him unconscious. And then he says, and because I'm like, we have a lot, and she said that she has jewelry with his picture inside of it. It's a bracelet, okay, with his picture inside of it. And then I don't want to lose what I was about to say. Hold on. Jewelry, and then he talks about, okay, and so I feel like his medical state essentially is at a point where you definitely need attention and care, and he says thank you. So I think that when you say you didn't get a chance to say goodbye because he was in a comatose state, I think that you had seen him maybe previously, but it was just the timing of it that makes it so tragic, traumatic type of deal. Whew, and she's like, chills. I am just here relaying the information that I can. Woo, I know, isn't it a lot? Weird. Love it, but I'm weird. I'm like, I don't know how I get up to this dimension, but I have a good time, and hopefully I do right and do well by them for sure, because that's what I'm always looking to do. I hope I booked the right thing. I will see shortly, my dear. I will triple check, I promise. So I saw him on 15 minutes this on FaceTime. So I saw him 15 minutes before this on FaceTime, essentially. So he even talks about how you just saw him, or the timing was perfect, and even when you're like, I couldn't make it, it wasn't good enough, and I was like, but you did just see him beforehand, and so it's all about the timing. And you FaceTimed him about 15 minutes before he ends up passing. And you still got there while he was in a comatose state before he ended up passing. So he really, like, he knows his woman, because you were taking it all the directions, and he like narrowed it all down, didn't he? Love it. No wonder you got chills. And thank you so much for coming on. He's at peace. You have dreams about him often. Honestly, I think you're a natural, you are what did I used to call it? Like, a real-time channeler. So your random thoughts that he's saying something to you, or you're taking a thought internal to work it over and he's helping you work it over, that's how you hear him. So pretty much all day, every day, which can be frustrating being told that, but it's cool, right?